For the first time, researchers finding in a new study that even occasional casual use, once or twice a week, of pot can lead to brain abnormalities. So what specific impact does pot have on the brain? Joining us right now is the co-sponsor, author of that study, a Northwestern University psychiatrist, Dr. Hans Breiter. Joins us today. Sir, I got a question for you. There's a lot to your study. What's the headline?
Well, first off, it's a privilege to be here, and Steve, thank you for just being willing to talk about this issue. The headline is that there's a folklore idea out there that casual cannabis use doesn't hurt you. Well, our data directly goes against that and suggests very strongly that we need to be very careful about how much cannabis is used by people, especially when they're young and they're young adults.
And in reading your study, what you found is that marijuana impacts the parts of your brain that impact emotion and motivation and addiction.
Correct. We, in particular, focused in on two small regions of the brain that kind of are like the hubs of a big wheel. So one region is fundamental for motivation. The other region is fundamental for the regulation of emotion. And we've all kind of seen people who used a lot of cannabis and seemed to be apathetic, not focused on their goals, and seemed to have no direction in life, or who seemed to not really be that emotionally engaged. Will do, and I hope the president going forward will take our study and other work going forward carefully under consideration.
Sure. I understand you also told one of our producers that you would have serious reservations about anybody under the age of 30 using marijuana unless they had a terminal illness.
That's exactly right, sir. This is the second study we've published in the past few months. The first study we did looked at cannabis use in healthy people and cannabis use in people who have schizophrenia. And that work directly showed that cannabis effects mirrored some of the changes we saw with this devastating illness known as schizophrenia. Right there, that should give one pause. It also damages a part of your cognitive or mental function known as working memory, and it's fundamental to everything you do, for planning, for making decisions and judgments.
Sure.
So this data got us quite worried, and so we said, let's take a look at just casual use. And when we looked at casual use, we found two core fundamental regions really affected. I think this is the canary in the mine. We need more work to go after this so that parents have the data in hand to be able to dissuade their kids from using this dangerous compound.
Well, let's hope your study has done just that. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us today and giving us a lowdown.
It's been a privilege.